Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Jonathan, and to my returning subscribers, welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. If this is your first time tuning into this channel, I would greatly appreciate if you'd subscribe in order to support my channel. And to my returning subscribers, I'm eternally grateful for all the heartfelt comments that you've left and liking my videos and sharing them with your friends, those who you feel might be in need of this spiritual guidance. And in today's video, I want to talk about why you should start listening to your inner voice and trusting your intuition from now on. Let's get started. We are all born with our spiritual gifts, as in our heightened intuition, our ability to communicate with spirit, our ability to communicate with our higher self, our ability to have psychic visions. But then somewhere along the way, depending on your childhood, depending on your upbringing, depending on your social conditioning, all these spiritual gifts, the light basically dims down. And then all of a sudden, now we're taught, as far as moving forward, rationally think your way forward through life. And not only this, we are constantly bombarded in every sense, as far as whether it's media, whether it's in movies, whether it's society in general, to just rationally think our way forward and stop using our compass, stop using our intuition. Not only this, stop listening to this inner voice. And therefore, by doing so, now everyone is conforming to how the Matrix wants us to live, which is basic: consume, 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 trying to keep up with the Joneses. Then all of a sudden, you get done school, now you're getting yourself a job. What ends up happening? You end up basically wanting to have everything everyone else has, therefore you're indebting yourself so much that you are forced to go to work. You're basically living to work instead of working to live, finding that perfect balance. And that's where we're at right now. As far as this great awakening is happening, as far as this coronavirus, it is about us going inwards. It is about us beginning to focus on ourselves and truly beginning to see what is truly important in life. Truly be able to see, is it more important to have the latest gadget, or is it more important to have that inner peace? Is it more important to have that bigger house to keep up with the Joneses, or is it more important to have more abundance to be able to be free, to be able to do more and more? And make no mistake about it, we live in a fear-based reality. This matrix is run by fear, because when individuals fall into a fear-based reality, they're a lot easier to control. But as far as wanting to exit this matrix, it is going to be through acting upon that inner guidance you're receiving from spirit or your higher self. It is going to be starting to trust your intuition more and more as far as moving forward, instead of just rationally thinking your way forward in life. Because as far as the mass, as far as the collective, the majority of individuals, they're living in fear. But what ends up happening, no matter what emotional state you're in, after a certain point, you start to become comfortable. After a certain point, yeah, you're living in fear, you're living in poverty, but you start to get comfortable with it. It's more comfortable for some individuals to stay in this fear-based reality than to start exploring the unknown, start taking those leaps of faith, start to trust everything that you're hearing, everything that you're seeing, everything that you're sensing inside, over rationally thinking. For those of you who are officially ready to exit this matrix, start trusting on that inner guidance. Start trusting your intuition more and more. And not only this, spend some time alone instead of sitting watching a television show. Whether it's going out in nature or just meditating or just sitting quietly, start to spend more and more time inwards. Start asking yourselves the important questions about how is it that you want to move forward, about how do you want to live your life, what is it that you want to bring forth. And once you start to do this, you're going to be noticing major changes are going to be happening on the inside first. You're going to be wanting to manifest certain things. You're going to be wanting to head in certain direction, and it's not going to happen quite right away. The change needs to happen within first. You create the change from within, and then it's going to reflect out into your reality. Because as far as the law of attraction, it doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are. Therefore, the change has to happen within first, and simultaneously, as you're creating this inner change, you're going to be also envisioning what it is that you want to bring forth. But by strengthening that connection with spirit, by strengthening that connection with God, with your higher self, you're going to be shown things that you've never read about. You're going to be shown things that you have never seen. You're going to be hearing, I'm telling you this, you're going to be hearing words that you're literally going to have to go look up in the dictionary. And as you're taking in this guidance, you're going to start to feel better about yourself on the inside. You're going to start to become more and more excited about what is coming forth, because that inner knowing is going to start to become clear and clear. That inner knowing, that confidence, you're going to start to have more and more confidence in yourself. You're going to start to just look at your comfort zone. You're going to start taking little steps. But that's the thing with this journey. It's not about always taking that big, huge leap. It's about making minor changes each and every single day. Whether it's changing up your routine, whether it's changing the way you make decisions, as far as listening more to your intuition, your heart, than rationally thinking. And not only this, it's truly starting to trust yourself. Trust that that guidance you're receiving is going to lead you down the perfect path. As you start trusting that inner knowing, what you're going to end up noticing is you're going to become braver and braver. And not only this, you're going to be noticing that the majority of the time, the final decision that you're going to make is going to go against your old self. Your old self most likely would have just used rationally thinking, would have said, what is the safest way forward? Whereas now having that inner knowing, now strengthening that connection with spirit, with God, with your higher self, you're going to have more of an inner knowing as far as this is the path I should be taking. And what's really important is, do not resist the changes that are coming forth, even though they might not appear to be taking you down the right path. Because as far as law of attraction, if I've learned anything, it rarely, if ever, comes forth in the way that you perceive. But it's by continuing to allow in that faith to grow, continuing to raise your vibration, because that's going to really help you out as far as how clear those messages are going to be. That's going to really help you out as far as how heightened your intuition is going to be. But the more and more you start to rely on your faith, you start to trust on spirit more, you start to trust in your heart space more over rationally thinking, you are going to be making, it's going to be minor changes at first, but it's going to have the compound effect. As in all these little changes, all these different ways that you're making your decisions, what it's going to do is it's going to start to allow you to pick more and more of the highest timelines possible. And it's going to help create an incredible change over time. It is going to be over time. It could be over 3 months, 6 months, over a 1 year period, over a 2 year period. But it doesn't matter, because it's constantly aligning you up more and more with the path that you should be on. It's allowing you to discover more and more. What are you truly passionate about? What would you love to do? What type of work would leave you feeling fulfilled? As far as it's more about the emotions, it's more about that love, joy, and bliss, feeling grateful, than as far as the money that's coming forth. Because for myself, the way that I view money now, it's just an extension of God's love. Let's be honest, it's just paper. That's all it is. It's paper, but it just so happens that here on earth, it's currency. That's how we're able to bring forth more and more things. And think about this. Does God want you to live a happy life? Does God want you to live a fulfilled life? Does God want you to experience things that are going to create more and more joy and excitement in your life? Obviously it is. And it's by tapping into your heart space, it's by listening to that inner voice, that all these things are going to come forth. Because we're not meant to struggle here on earth. We're meant to learn. We're meant to fail. And let's be honest here. As far as the view that society has on failure, it's completely misleading. Because you know what? As far as failure, the way that I see it, it's the day that I decide to quit doing what I'm doing, the day I decide to quit moving forward in the direction that I'm moving forward in, that is the day that I'm going to have failed. As far as the journey, there are going to be little failures, but I don't view them as failures. I view them as lessons I needed to learn. I view it as doors that have closed to align me more and more with the path that I'm on. But as long as I continue moving forward, acting on that guidance, listening to my inner voice, trusting my intuition over rationally thinking, that's how I'm going to progress forward. That is how I'm going to become more and more successful. And as I do so, I'm going to be able to help more and more people. Start viewing money in this way. And I know for a fact that the majority of you are on this journey alone, just like I was in the beginning. And it's a process that everyone needs to go through. It's a process of healing. It's a process of self-discovery. It's a process of truly becoming the most authentic version of yourself, discovering your spiritual gifts. Because as you're going to see through time, as an example, you've just had your awakening, and you're like, oh my God, I can sense everyone else's energy. Well, I'm an empath. Well, you're going to quickly discover that you're much, much more. You're going to discover later, oh my God, now I have psychic abilities. Next thing you know, oh my God, that I'm receiving clear-cut guidance as far as from my spirit guides. And that's what this is going to teach you. It's going to teach you that, you know what? As far as what you're seeing right here, this is just 1% of myself. We're only able to see 1% of the light spectrum. 99% of myself you're not even able to see. And that's what I'm talking about. It's about your soul. You're going to start to truly discover. You're going to start to remember how powerful you are. All of a sudden, you're going to have these divine downloads coming forth that are going to totally open and expand your consciousness, and you're going to become more and more aware of who you are and how powerful you are. And once you do, it's game over for this matrix. Once you do, it's a matter of divine timing before you absolutely attract everything that your heart desires in life, because that is the goal of life, is to learn and to live out of love. That's exactly what God wants each and every single one of us to do. And as you do so, you're going to continually raise up your vibration. You're going to see that your days, the majority of your days, you're going to be feeling excited. The majority of your days, you're going to be passionate about the projects that you're working on. The majority of days, you're going to know situations are going to turn out in your favor far more often than not. You will be bringing forth more and more unexpected blessings and miracles. But it's just a matter of starting to trust that inner knowing. It's a matter of starting to act on that guidance. Trust your intuition over rationally thinking. And trust me, when it's time to take those quantum leaps, take them. You're going to start to notice. At first, they are wide apart. I'll be honest with you. At first, there might be 6-month period in between. But at a certain point, you're going to start to notice. They're going to be speeding up. They're going to be coming forth quicker and quicker. Why? Because you stop resisting. You stop resisting. And not only this, you've now allowed more and more changes to come forth. You've accepted them. And you honor these changes that are coming forth. And yeah, people will be dropping out of your life, but that's exactly what needs to happen in order for you to truly discover who you are. And as far as creating these changes in your life, truly begin to simply focus on what it is that you can see immediately, like right here, where I'm at right now. That is all that I'm focusing in on. I'm not focusing in on the entire world, everything that's currently happening. And as you do so, you're going to start to notice that your reality is going to change. You're going to start to notice that you're going to be affecting your loved ones. You're going to be helping them raise their vibrations. And it is your vibrational frequency that is going to begin to awaken other individuals. And right now, there is an incredible amount of individuals who are beginning to awaken, who are now being able to see, literally with their third eye, being able to see the lies that they have been told their entire lives. And if anything, you ever get stressed out, take 5 minutes, 10 minutes and meditate. Just get yourself into that present moment. Ask Spirit to bring forth love. Ask Spirit to nurture you. Ask Spirit to guide you. Ask Spirit to encourage you. And you're going to see all that anxiety, that fear, stress, worrying is going to melt away. And as it does, the higher you're vibing, the more clear-cut your guidance is, the more faith you have, more certainty you have, heightened into which everything gets amped up, the better you feel. So remain present, trust in that divine timing, continue putting those affirmations out there, but then be ready, willing, and able to receive them in whichever way sees fit. Whatever comes forth in your life, accept it. Whatever comes forth in your life, try to view a situation from a neutral point of view. Instead of always reacting, take a step back. Try to see it from a neutral point of view. And what you're going to end up finding out is, after a short while, you're going to see, oh my God, all these different decisions I made, all these different ways that I move forward as far as listening to my intuition and acting on that guidance has brought me to this right here. I've been able to bring forth my manifestation. Well, I love you guys. If you're feeling stressed, go out in nature, get yourself grounded, clear that mind, let all that worry, that stress melt away, and then ask for guidance. Ask for guidance, but then start taking action. Don't be afraid. Step out of that comfort zone for all the right reasons. You have so much to gain. Well, that's going to do it for the video. I love you guys. You guys have an awesome day. Namaste.